All right, we begin in London, where Adewale Adeosun has been named this year's Limited Partner Person of the Year for Africa at the Private Equity Africa Awards held in London in the United Kingdom. Mr. Adeosun is the founder and CEO of Kuramo Capital Management, an investment management firm driving catalytic private institutional capital to fast-growing African businesses to generate attractive returns and positively impact local communities. While receiving the award in London, which is based on recommendations, Mr. Adeosun expressed his delight terming the award as a testament to Kuramo's commitment to investing in the African continent.
I am definitely humbled and honored to have received the LPA award. I think it's a testament to all the work that we at Kuramo Capital have been doing the last 10 years. It's a testament to the team at Kuramo Capital. We've helped catalyze over $3.5 billion to the continent, and we've transformed the private equity ecosystem by supporting first-time fund managers. And I think that's the recognition that we received today. And so we're very excited about that recognition. The investing in Transcentury particularly, which is a remarkable infrastructure company in Nairobi, Kenya, was led by my partner, Shaka Kariuki. I think it was an opportunity to support the businesses within Transcentury, East African Cables, Tanelec, and Civicon, as well as AEA. And as you may know, Transcentury was started by indigenous Kenyans to invest on the continent, particularly in East Africa. And so we've come in to help transform, and my partner Shaka Kariki led that work, and we've turned the business around, and it's on a great footing now. And I think that's what this award was, to recognize that transformation at Transcentury. With Moremi, the awards for Moremi and the 2X are tied to our Gender Lens initiative, where we have focused on helping create a good number of first-time women-led funds. And so we coined a term called ABC, which is to accelerate, to bridge, and to catalyze first-time women-led funds. And we did receive from the 2X Global the mandate to run the warehouse facility. And I think that was a recognition of that fact. So we started off as a sub-Saharan African private equity shop. We're more Pan-African now. And we do have a goal to continue increasing investing in other countries that are growing really fast and that we're finding great opportunities. So we're still looking at some Southern African countries, we're looking at North African countries, and also Central Africa. In addition to the work we've been doing in the Congo, we have invested in PHC in the Congo. And that company, we've turned it around by empowering Congolese to run the business, particularly led by Madame Monique. And so we will continue finding businesses like what we have done in PHC across the continent. We believe the growth opportunity in the continent is immense, and it's our job to really continue finding those opportunities and supporting the businesses. I think the private equity business and the industry is growing in Africa. Right? I mean, I think what we have seen, when we first showed up, there were not too many indigenous private equity funds on the continent, and our work in supporting 15 first-time funds has really transformed the continent. We think that growth is going to continue. We've just finished the cohort of 40 first-time women-led funds to continue capturing the opportunity that we haven't paid attention to of women-led businesses. And we think that growth is going to continue in that space and even across the continent overall.
We are recognizing the best investors in Africa, the investors and their advisors. And these are the people that have put quite a bit of money into the industry. They've made it grow. These are guys that are behind a lot of brands where you see in Africa, whether in Nigeria you've got InterSwitch as an example. So the guys that actually invested in InterSwitch from the beginning are in the room. The investors that invested in MoneyPoint as well are in the room. So the guys that have built your industry and across Africa, these are the guys that put money into Africa. They put billions and billions, but they do it quietly. They build roads, they build infrastructure, they build consumer companies, they invest in schools, they invest in hospitals. So without these investors, Africa would not be where it is today. It takes us about 6 months to work through the data. So we are a publication. and we collect a lot of data on the investors as they invest. We do stories, and then we also collect data on them. And then we work through the data to try and figure out, to benchmark them against their peers, not only in Africa and globally. And so we go through a lot of numbers, and then we invite schools like, the Harvard, the likes of London Business School, students that are Cambridge, students that are, Oxford, and they give their views. These are students that are studying private equity. They give their views on who should win an award and why they should win an award. And then it goes into a panel, an independent panel of judges, of investors that have been investing in Africa for a long time. Then they make a decision. But in Wale's instance, the investment award that he won as a firm, that goes through the process I've just described. But for his personal awards, it's the people in the industry that have voted for him to say that he is a cornerstone to the industry and an anchor to Africa. I think there's a lot that still needs to get done. We need to have funds at the Kuramo kind of like level that has kind of like specialized in what they do and sophisticated in the knowledge of private equity. It's very far from where it needs to be, and it hasn't come of age, far from it. There's still a lot to be done.